It's just the two of us. Matt, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Josh? Happy Friday. Reunited once again.
Reunited at last. It has been forever.
Yes.
Seems like
It's our first one in July.
it's our first one in July, which is crazy to even say. Which reminds me that it should now be Christmas in July, right? Christmas in July. Disney Springs, maybe? Oh, somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. If this is your first time here, this is the Go Getaways Travel Podcast. So, Go Getaways is a full-service travel planning agency, helping you plan your next vacation, whether that is to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, across the pond, to Japan, all different areas, locations, whatever. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. It's been so long since I've done a podcast. Yep. But whether you guys have big kids, small kids, or no kids at all, Go Getaways has a agent who can help you plan your next destination vacation. You can head on over to goldgelgetaways.com and start planning today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Melinda, missed you guys. Glad you are back. Thanks, Melinda. So are we. Yeah, Matt, what have you been up to like the last 2 weeks, man?
Kind of relaxing a little bit. That was the fun thing about having the 2 weeks off. You guys going on your little vacation, us deciding to take 4th of July off, trying to recharge the batteries a little bit after a long school year, get mentally prepared for our fam trip this coming week, where I get to hang out with you guys and just chilling, especially where today we had that, I don't want to call it tropical storm, Elsa kind of pass through us a little bit, but
yeah, we got a little brief wind here in central part of Central Florida. Obviously, far more devastating if it was on the coast, but it blew right through. And I think they may have sent out an email that said like take things off of your balcony, and right. I just left my plants out there. So, and of course, everybody. I don't know what's going on, but tonight is a night of freezing. Look at that. It's like a perfect thumbnail freeze right there. So
I'm going to have to take a picture of that.
It has not been, I don't know what the heck is going on.
There you go.
There we go. It's back. But yeah, so excellent. Let's get started before it happens again. All right. Each and every week, this podcast is brought to you by Chef Adam. You can learn to cook online with Adam. We have done plenty of these hanging out with Adam via Zoom. And this is from his Welcome to the French Bistro Nights, which is where he teaches you how to make different things. So Adam is a celebrity chef featured on Food Network's Chopped and Restaurant Express with Robert Irvine. And it's a lot of fun. It's super easy. You just, you don't even necessarily have to have your video on. You could just have your iPad, your laptop set up. You could even kind of follow along on your phone. The screen might be a little bit small, but you learn something new. So we've done a lot of theme park cooking classes. I think we're going to be trying to bring those back sometime in December, it sounds like. So we were hoping to have some pop-ups, but where Adam is at right now,
they don't pop up.
The internet is not reliable. Barely can hold conference calls, so even to try video, it wouldn't work. So, but yeah. So if you are interested, you can send an email to adamgolgel@gmail.com and let him know whenever, or I guess you can just, if you've got a suggestion, maybe something that you would like to learn. It doesn't have to necessarily be extravagant, but maybe a cuisine that you've had once, you want to learn a little bit more about, he can definitely set that up. Or stay tuned for when we start our theme park series again. Awesome. Matt, take it away, man.
Yeah, we're going to some of our favorite topics here. So, Barbados with the boys and Taylor. We're leaving December 12th, 2021. 7-night Southern Caribbean island hop. We're leaving out of Barbados. with stops in Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent's, Dominica, and St. Lucia. The best part about the island hop is there is no sea days. We're going to be jumping around island to island, a lot of exploring.
Oh yeah.
Josh and I have talked about some excursions, some scary stuff for me.
Yeah, I mean, not for me, maybe, but
yeah, some of us.
We'll see.
We want everybody to come along. Events at GoGalGetaways.com. Subject in Barbados with the boys. This is something I am really looking forward to, Josh. I know it's at the end of the year, and we keep talking about it. Hashtag revenge vacation for everybody. That's the way I look at it, and I think that's the way a lot of people are going to be looking at this one. You know what I mean? It's some people that are still not ready to travel yet, and it's at the end of the year. And why not go on one of Royal Caribbean's newer destinations and have a great time, especially like we talk about. It's an island hop. You're going to be able to explore so many different places in a short period of time. And I think that's going to be a great thing for a lot of people, especially like I think we're up to 12 to 15 people right now who want to join us in our shenanigans. Yeah. We are going to cause I know we've talked about some zip lining stuff, some waterfall rapid stuff. I know two of those things are cool. Your executive producer tonight is not a big fan of two of those things.
She is not.
And then the other one is kind of check out some of the spices on the island. I know there's a spice / rum excursion.
I'm all about that.
I'm about the rum, the spices.
Yes, me too.
I'm willing to learn about it, but other than that,
I'm ready. I think this is going to be a blast. Again, I think the highlight here is that you're going to get to see a bunch of different places that normally, if you really wanted to, you would have to island hop, which is what we are doing off on the cruise. But if you didn't do it on the cruise, you'd have to kind of island hop, probably by plane or some other type of ferry boat. So I think this is going to be a fantastic cruise. We're going to have such a fantastic time.
Yep.
And if you want to potentially witness some of the fear that some people in our party may exhibit while on this cruise during said excursions, my executive producer is giving me a very strange look right now. She's a little, really, is that what you think is going to happen? I do think that that's going to happen. So, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I encourage everybody. I mean, I think prices, I haven't checked recently, but I'm pretty sure prices are still holding at about $1,000 per two people. That's for an inside state room. But I mean, we're going to be on the ship. There's no sea days, or we're not going to be on the ship. We're going to be on the islands, but there's no sea days. So I don't know that you really need to spend a lot of time in your room. So I know that that's not something that we're really planning to do. So take advantage because it's going to be fun.
And like we've talked about in the past, the only way you get to hang out with the cool kids is you got to make sure you book through a Go Getaways agent. And we'll go from there. You know what I mean? We will try to do some stuff on the ship, but nothing. Probably a lot of stuff on land.
Maybe a bar crawl. I don't know how many they have on there on that ship. It's an older ship. It's a little bit smaller too, but we'll see.
Or just one bar and no
or
crawl.
just one.
Just a bar sit.
Right. Yeah.
Then we also got we still have those blocked rooms for February and April. Those are school vacations for a lot of the schools up in the Northeast, and I know some of the other areas throughout the United States. So we have those room blocks for February 19th, 2022, 7-night Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas, leaving out of Miami, with stops in Perfect Day, Coco Cay, Antigua, and St. Thomas. We also have that one for February 16th, same itinerary. Those are room blocks. They're one of the ships. That's not the ship, but there's Perfect Day.
Nope. I'll get it right.
Hey, it's all right. We're episode 23, and we'll figure it out eventually. But these are just room blocks. This is a deal where Go Getaways has a lock on great pricing on both of those trips, especially with them being vacation weeks for a lot of the kids in school. Take advantage of that. Great opportunity to go to Perfect Day, enjoy the water parks, have a great time, especially where kids are going to start to get back their vacations, which should be awesome. Same thing, subject, February vacation, April vacation, events at GoGalGetaways.com for those. And then, Josh, I'm going to let you talk about Alaska, but do you realize what today is?
Is today exactly a year out? Is it roughly?
No, we should have been on. We should have been on it today.
Oh, we should have been on it. Oh, we should. That's right. Yes. Yes. Of course.
It's what, 5 o'clock-ish there in the West Coast. We're probably we're gone. We're sailing.
That's. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny you say that because we've got a little group chat from our last group cruise that we did, and we were just talking about it today. So that we should have been on the ship and cruising along and having a good time, and unfortunately we are not, but we are going next year, July 15, 2022. This is a 7-night Alaskan cruise out of Seattle, and basically the exact same thing that we had booked. We did shift the date around a little bit, and but I'm super excited. I mean, for 2022, this is going to be a real highlight, I think, for Taylor and I to be able to go up and see Alaska, do a lot of different things. It's funny, everybody, and so a lot of people out there might not. It's hilarious. Taylor just gave me this like I'm going to murder you look. So if you don't actually follow Taylor and myself, the WDW couple, on YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, let me update you real quick. So 2 weeks ago, we were in Vegas. We had a great time. We went out to see the Grand Canyon, all for her birthday. Unbeknownst to her, for the most part, she didn't really know what the whole plan was. But the whole plan was to go to Vegas. I wanted to go see the Grand Canyon because I'm out here, so we're going to at least make that a stop. Completely blown away. Taylor's entire life has now been changed. And I say that because a couple weeks before that Vegas cruise or that Vegas trip, we had been talking on the podcast, about Alaska.
Yep.
And I had brought up to everybody that Taylor said she plans to not get off the ship because she's afraid she might get eaten by a bear, swallowed by a landslide or something like that. I don't know, like crazy, ridiculous things. And whatever. And now that she has witnessed
the world,
she witnessed one wonder of the world, of the 7 or whatever it is.
natural.
She's all about it. So she's now going to be getting off and exploring. So we're going to be doing some different excursions. It's going to be a lot of fun. We don't have those necessarily nailed down just yet. I think we're a little far out, but we're trying to get a good idea of what maybe everybody might like to do. And of course, if you guys are coming on this group cruise, you don't necessarily have to do everything with us. If you want to come hang out for a little bit, go do your own thing, you're more than welcome to. But I will suggest that if there's one night that you can't miss, it's this night. So this is from from the last group cruise we did, January of 2020. But this is the night that you can't miss, which is the silent disco in one of the adult clubs. And I talk about this, honey. I talk about this every week. Every week we talk about this
moves.
Because of the dance moves that I got. They're just amazing. So you can't miss that. Can't miss that. And it was a great way for us to like kind of I don't know, socialize and kind of break the walls down and get to know everybody that was in our group. So
if you dance like that, you're breaking a lot of walls down.
Right. I know, right? A little liquid courage goes a long way in those situations.
It's the fun thing about cruising.
Anyways, if you are interested in seeing the final frontier or the last frontier, whatever frontier it is here on this cruise, send an email to events@GoGalGetaways.com. And in the subject line, you can put something like Alaska 2022 group cruise or Alaska 2022. We'll probably know what it is.
You just put Alaska. We know where to send it.
Pretty much. So, hopefully you guys will join us if you want to. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's turned into almost a 2-week vacation for me now, Josh.
I know it's adding up for us as well. It's adding up for us as well.
A couple days in Seattle ahead of time, do the cruise, jump on a plane, go down into SoCal, enjoy a couple days at Disneyland. Try
That's
to
what
meet up with some friends.
That's what we were also talking about earlier today too in our group, was potentially seeing a little bit of Disneyland on the way back. So we'll see. Somebody just shook their head, maybe not, but I think that's probably what will happen. So cool. We have anything else to add?
No, that's it on the cruising front.
Alrighty, let's move into this week's news. Taylor's making fun of me. Nobody else can see me, but yeah. So let's talk about the news, Matt, because 2 weeks of being off, there is a lot to talk about. A lot has happened.
We got a lot of stuff that's gone down. So,
boy, go ahead.
I mean, like we talked about, packages are now available all the way through the summer, and if I remember correctly, into the fall now for 2022. Which leads all the way in and through some of the 50th anniversary. Make sure if you're gonna look to go, rooms are booking up fast. I see a lot of agents, not even within our agency, just in some agent chat rooms. A lot of rooms are booking up fast. A lot of people are jumping on it now. So if you're looking to go, jump on that, take advantage of putting down a deposit so you can lock your dates in and enjoy the 50th anniversary. Especially where leading into the second part of this, come the end of 2021, all the resorts are going to be back open. So we have return opening dates of the Polynesians, July 19th. We have All-Star Music on September 16th. Port Orleans Riverside on October 14th. The French Quarters on the 28th. And then All-Star Sports on December 9th. So think about it, everybody. Come the end of 2021, all the resorts are going to be back open. So that is a good sign.
Yes, and to piggyback off of that, which is something else we're going to talk about, Run Disney. This is an announcement that I have been losing sleep over. And don't laugh at me; it's true. The drama. This has been something that everybody has been waiting for a really long time, is to hear when we would get Run Disney events back. I personally had said multiple times, so I'm okay with admitting when I'm wrong, that Food and Wine would not be back this year, that it would be virtual. And sure enough, they have brought Food and Wine, Dine and Dash at Food and Wine, the Wine and Dine half marathon. So that's coming back, which is awesome. And of course, my favorite is Marathon Weekend. And as many of you may know, I am a dopey, so I will be running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I'll be questioning my life choices on Sunday during the marathon. But the reason I say piggybacking off of what Matt was just talking about with the hotel rooms is that prices, because they have not released all of these hotels yet for sale, basically they are I'm pretty sure all now on sale. Prices for some of these rooms have been outrageously high. Yes. So if you are interested at all, if you're planning to do Marathon Weekend and you have not gotten rooms yet, and you're like, well, but I haven't gotten to sign up yet, listen, get a hold of us. Let us know. We can help you start planning. It is best right now to get a deposit down on a room because the prices are going to continue to go up. So I think Art of Animation was almost $500 a night.
Yeah, and that's just for the regular standard room. That's not even one of the suites.
Yes, and so I actually got Port Orleans for Taylor and I for Marathon Weekend, I think for right around like $225, $250 a night. So moderate resorts, that is a little bit nicer in my opinion than Art of Animation of a value resort. So get on it and put something down. You know what? If you don't get a bib, whenever you sign up for your event, you can always cancel, but it's best to get started now and get it done beforehand whenever the prices either go way up or there's no availability left. So
Definitely.
send us an email or head on over to www.goldgalgetaways.com.
Yes. What other things do we got here? One of everybody's favorite non-park activities is open back up, Josh. So Winter Summerland Mini Golf has reopened.
Have you played that one?
I haven't played it yet. I'm kind of, as the director of Gold Gal Getaways, I'm trying to think of maybe we do something for GoldCon in October, maybe a little mini golf tournament.
I would be down for that. I'd be down for that. You would think Taylor might win, but she won't. I'll win.
Man, a lot of smack talk going on in Florida tonight.
I know that's our whole relationship. It's just bouncing back and forth.
See, like when you, we'll back it up a little bit. So when you were doing your Vegas videos, Josh, so I watched the one last night where you're kind of on the edge, okay. I was waiting for her to push you in, but no, she decided. She decided to sit on a cactus.
That was. If you haven't seen that, I wish I would have gotten it on video, like in action of when it happened. Unfortunately, yes, I was walking right next. Taylor knows what we're talking about now. I was walking to the edge to look over and try to get some B-roll video of it, and she just she almost she like starts screaming almost, and I had to turn around and I sat on a cactus. It's my worst cartoon nightmare, which was hilarious. So
that's awesome. Mark that off the bucket list.
I know, right? But she was fine. She was fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, I had to stop watching when you guys got close. That stuff kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like where you don't have.
Wow,
you're
gonna be.
If I'm on a zip line, I'm fine. I'm in a harness.
Oh, okay.
Like if I go, I go. Like you have nothing protecting you right there.
That's true. I mean, just one wrong step and you're done. You're done for
exactly.
it. So,
but yeah. So you've already mentioned it. Run Disney's back, and the food and wine menus have been released, and that starts next Thursday.
Correct. Should be July 15th, Thursday, July 15th. Food and wine menus have been released, and if anybody out there has been following us along, my go-to thing for any of these events is always to try new ciders. So this year they've got between 12 and 15 different ciders this year. So I am so pumped. I cannot wait. I'm pretty sure that food and wine, so we always do like an opening day food and wine video. I don't know if I'll eat very much. I might not be making it back. Somebody might have to carry me out. We'll see.
We're supposed to go to Citrico's
after. We're supposed to go to Citrico's afterwards. So I guess I'll have to pace myself. We'll see.
If anybody can do it, it's you.
I'll try. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff this year. They're really kind of going over the top, I think, as far as menu items go. So this will, in my opinion, may be one of the best years that we've seen in a while. So good way to kick back, kick back. Boy, it has been too long. A great way to start kind of a new festival that doesn't have any restrictions, so to speak.
Right.
So.
Let's see what else we got here for news. Because my Disney thing closed down and I can't find what.
Okay, well, I've got it pulled up. If I can just talk about it real quick while you get yourself ready over there.
Yeah.
If you want to jump into cruise lines, so Disney Cruise Line, of course, Disney Wish is open for general booking. I believe that it has extended out now into the fall. So you can now purchase a room during the Mickey's Halloween on the High Seas, I think, or something like that. We haven't done that yet. Looks fantastic. Looks like a lot of fun. And of course, though, I think the biggest news is that they have finally announced some of the actual restaurants, right? I mean,
yeah, that's the big news coming out of the Wish.
You have it pulled up now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think the most awesome thing here is the Avengers Quantum Encounter at Worlds of Marvel, right? I mean,
I'm really intrigued by this whole this cinematic dining adventure. Like I get it, but it being Marvel and how big Marvel is, I'm really curious on how this is going to work, especially where it's at is like the paperwork that we have. Guests play an interactive role. Like, how's that? I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, so every table at Worlds of Marvel will feature an interactive quantum core. It's a brand new device that can cause objects to shrink and grow remotely. Guests will assist Ant-Man and the Wasp as they attempt small-scale trials, perhaps shrinking oversized luggage for easy stateroom storage, which is pretty funny. So, that's pretty cool. I'm interested to see how this whole thing goes. I'm sure it'll be
I'm
fantastic.
excited that it's a part of the dining rotation. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
nothing.
yes.
It's nothing that like Apollo or anything like that where you kind of got to try to get a reservation for. This is a part of your dining rotation, which you know what I mean is kind of cool. And then also it being you know what I mean globally inspired menus, so it's going to have a very wide a range of flavors, I think, which is a great thing.
Yeah, we've got African Wakanda,
Yeah.
Eastern European Sokovia, and Avengers home-based base of New York City. So you're going to get some dishes that are inspired by those locations, which is very, very different.
So, like, what do you like New York? What do you get? Like a
Pizza,
like a pizza, and maybe like a pastrami
a hot
sandwich.
dog, pastrami sandwich. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good New York City one, I think. Of
I
course,
mean-
people from New York City are probably turning this off right now.
And then the other thing they announced, Josh, is the new quick and casual family dining they're doing. They're going to offer an upscale table service experience throughout the day. Families will be able to enjoy quick, convenient meals and snacks with more casual walk-up dining options more than ever. So they got what's that? Marceline Market, which is the Marceline, Missouri, which is the childhood home of Walt Disney.
Yep.
And let's see if I even put a picture. Look at you.
I got it up. Yeah, this looks really, really nice.
Yeah. They're gonna
I love
have
that it's so bright.
10 food stalls, cafe style beverage bar.
Oh wow!
Like I'm really
I'm digging this map on the wall too, which looks pretty cool.
like
Um,
comfort food,
yeah.
seafood, soups and salads, vegetarian, plant-based fares, baked goods. Like you can just sneak in there and get a cookie. Like I'm down.
Oh wow! Oh, so yeah, so at this food hall, the local proprietors are Disney characters themselves, as each station is themed to the beloved animated films such as Tangled, Ratatouille, Alice in Wonderland, Zootopia, and more. Which is really cool. I would love to see some awesome food creations in Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure that we won't see that because it's a fast casual restaurant, but it would still be kind of cool to see something a little bit different.
So obviously I'm just going off the board here, Josh. I'm guessing that's taking the place of Cabanas. That would be an educated guess.
Wow, that is a good call. Yeah. And you know what? And I guess if it's still kind of like this buffet style, which it kind of looks like it's going to be, if you guys can look at this picture that we've got up right now, you see that it says chef's favorites. It still looks like it's a buffet style where you can just walk up and probably grab something. So that's cool. I'm down for that. Something a little bit different than Cabanas would be nice.
Yeah, and then it looks like where is it? Located right in the middle of the fun on the upper decks, Mickey's and Friends Festival of Foods. They're going to have American classics and other snackable delights. So they're going to have themed food stalls. So they're going to have Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue, which everybody loves barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
Donald's Cantina, Daisy's Pizza Pies, Goofy's Grill, Sweet Minnie's Ice Cream. I think they're going to be like all the other ships where like they have those stations right up by the pool area where you can just kind of grab and go. But I like the options here. You know, I mean, go up and like get a pulled pork sandwich like from the barbecue area or maybe ribs.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah.
And then you're done with that. Go mix in a quesadilla or a taco with the cantina. Like you can just go down the line of so many great options. I mean, I think what the Wish is doing is just jumping what Disney's dining on the ships have already been, just in making it so much better.
Yeah, and what I think is really nice is that it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is, to some extent, this is kind of a copy and paste, but it isn't anymore, because I think even beforehand, before we got all the details, I think we all probably assumed that there would be a Cabanas buffet style. We all assumed that we would probably see kind of those same type of restaurants upstairs. And it's all very, very different. So a very unique experience on this ship. So I'm excited. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
All this new stuff.
Yeah, and we're still waiting on like more information. You know what I mean? They still have Arendelle, the Frozen Dining Adventure, and 1923, which is the third rotational dining experience. So it's going to be hopefully in the next couple of weeks, especially now that they just announced that first one, that they're just going to start snowballing and rolling them out.
Yeah, I mean. Not that I wasn't excited for Arendelle's A Frozen Dining Adventure, but I mean, I was really excited to see what this Marvel restaurant was going to be like, and so this is just over the top.
Yeah,
and then imagine too, something else that we have not heard yet, but is certainly a possibility with this ship, because it's brand new. The new unique experiences that could come to that. So we've seen Star Wars Day at Sea, we've seen a Marvel's Day at Sea. Are we going to see something that's like a maybe not a Frozen Day at Sea, but I don't know. I mean, like, there's definitely other things that they could do out there to incorporate more IPs onto the ship and make them a little bit more of like this cool theme thing rather than just a pirate night. But we'll see.
I think like on this ship right now, I think you're going to see more Marvel at Sea than normal.
Oh, hands down.
Instead of like, what do they do? Let's call it 5. They'll probably do 8 to 10 now. I mean, especially where it's more Marvel based, but you do have some Star Wars things too. Like it's
right.
It's going to be interesting.
Could you imagine if they did a pirate, a Marvel, and a Star Wars Day at Sea all on the same ship? But you can't do it on these because they're only 4 and 3 night cruises. Yeah. Right.
Yep. I mean, I'm really excited about the dining options on the Wish, but with that being said, like, I know a lot of people are trying to get on the Wish. Reach out to a Gold Gals Getaways agent. A lot of the dates for the first couple sailings are starting to fill up. I want to say out of the 4-day sailings in August of 2022, I only saw 2 dates available, and neither of them, unfortunately. If anybody wanted to travel with us on the August 22nd, that is currently not listed. But if you're looking to go, reach out to an agent. Have a couple options in mind if you can, because the dates they're filling up, especially now that they're giving more information on the dining. I think it's going to just keep snowballing. The ships are going to get sold out sooner than later.
Absolutely.
What else we got? I think that's it for Disney Cruise Lines.
I believe it is.
Yeah, and then we're going to go into a little Universal stuff. I know we talked about it in our last episode. Halloween Horror Night tickets are now available. As everybody's excited about, Jack is back. That's, I think, the one thing that it's weird for me to say this because we know how much I'm dreading Halloween Horror Nights 30, is Jack. You know what I mean? He's such a big character at the Halloween Horror Nights that I think my first experience, if Jack wasn't involved somehow, I think I'd feel like I was missing out a little bit. Me personally.
Well, let me ask you this. So they just announced this other house now, right?
Yeah.
So just announced, which is the Haunting of Hill House. Which one is going to be, of everything that's been announced so far, what is going to be your scariest, house.
Well, you got to think about it. There's only been 2 houses that have technically been announced. It's Beetlejuice and it's been the Haunting of the Hill House. What I'm probably going to do tonight, since my baseball game for tomorrow has been canceled, I'm going to jump on Netflix and watch this Haunting of the Hill House to figure
Ooh.
out if I'm.
I don't need
Which
to watch
direction?
it.
I'm
I don't
sure
need
it's
to watch
probably something that I'm not going to be a fan of, but hey,
Oh,
sometimes you just got to try things out. I'm excited about like I know I've said it a couple times already, is the whole Jack's back.
yeah.
Like they're saying he's going to be everywhere. Like,
And that'll be really cool to see. Whether they've got multiple people playing him, just roaming in different areas, or I mean, if they literally have one, I doubt that they've got one Jack just roaming the entire park. But who knows?
I think that's cool that you could randomly see him
Yeah.
in a house or in a scare zone. Like he could be in 2 different places at the same time. I mean, it's like I am horrified for this, but at the same time, like I see one of the comments right there. Don't count me in for that craziness, Beth. You bought the tickets. You have to go. You don't have an option.
Yes, you have to go. There's no going back now.
She bought my ticket. She's required to go.
Oh, there you go. There
Thanks,
you
Honey
go.
Beth.
You have to.
What else do we have? That's pretty much it for Universal. Like they're starting
Yep.
to name the houses. So as of right now, if we're giving ourselves credit off the speculation map, we are currently 2 for 2.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, yeah.
Even though we didn't create the speculation map, we
Right.
borrowed
Of
it from
course.
somebody else.
Exactly.
Let's see. We got Halloween stuff coming back to Disneyland. The Oogie Boogie Bash, a Disney Halloween party, select night September 9th to all the way to Halloween. For some reason I didn't put any information down on that, which let's see if I can pull that up real quick. Is their I wouldn't say would it be their version of
Oogie Boogie Bash, I think, is correct me if I'm wrong here, executive producer. Oogie Boogie Bash is similar to Mickey's Not So Scary, or is it a Halloween, or is it a special ticketed event?
I think it was a special. I think it was.
I think it was
similar
special.
to what, like,
I think it's
Yeah, it's a special ticketed event, right?
I'm pretty sure because it's like Halloween time at Disneyland.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
What do you
I
got? What do you got,
wouldn't
Matt?
like Mickey's, no.
Yeah, it looks like it is a special ticketed event, just kind of like
Are you
other
supposed to
things.
research this before you-
They consider it a Disney Halloween party, so I would assume it's family friendly, which it's Disney. You'd expect nothing different.
Absolutely.
You can dress in Halloween costumes, encounter characters both spooky and fantastic, and you can trick or treat your way through the park. It's going to be in Disney's California Adventure. So
Oh, perfect. Nice.
Mickey's Trick and Treat Show, the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. There's some parades. I've never been out there for Halloween.
We haven't either. Should we try to extend our trip by one day and hit up a Halloween party? Well, we haven't even told anybody about that. So, except for Matt, I told Matt about that. But
That was pre-show stuff. No one knows what you're talking about.
Just let
Yep.
People speculate. It's fun.
sure,
It's like a speculation map.
exactly.
And
We've
then-
never been out there, but it looks really cool. So,
Yeah.
What else do we have?
And then over in Disney's California Adventure again, September 3rd to November 2nd, Plaza de Familia, which is pretty much they're going to be celebrating through that time frame, Day of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
And it's going to be mostly based around Disney and Pixar's Coco, which you honestly
Makes sense.
you make sense and you kind of expect it. I mean, I think that's going to be a cool thing. Maybe fall of 22 is not going to work for me just because I got so much going on in the end of the summer. So
Oh, right.
you can't take that much time off. But like, I'd like to try to get out to Disneyland for like this Halloween.
Well,
Day of the
I mean,
Dead.
I think they do say that, like, most people will say that Halloween over in Disneyland is much better than it is here in Walt Disney World, just because you've got a lot. I don't know about a lot more, but you do get some more attraction overlays, especially with Haunted Mansion, and just in general. I know Michelle just made a comment here.
Mhm.
Said if it is like in years past, they have a section called the Villain's Groove, which is phenomenal. So I don't know what that is, but Disneyland just traditionally tends to have events that, for whatever reason, are a little bit better than what we've got here in Walt Disney World. So,
Right.
I'm sure that regardless, it's going to be fantastic no matter what. So get your tickets before they probably go up or they get sold out. So
Right, and that's and then we can kind of just swing back to Boo Bash a little bit. I mean, those
Right.
tickets are still on sale, but they are selling fast. So
and they've increased the capacity for
Capacity.
those, which is, but we'll see.
yeah, that
See what
wasn't
happens.
something that was exciting to me.
Right.
I know that we didn't put this on here, Josh, but like I think
Go ahead.
something probably we should talk about a little bit is this. Like I know a lot of people are obviously dining plan. They mentioned that the dining plan is eventually going to come back, which is
Yes.
which is a good thing for people that like
Oh,
to use
boy.
that.
Oh boy, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
I don't know if we should talk about this.
You know what I'm going to talk about.
I think we should probably wait till we get more information because I don't want to go down this road. My opinions will not be very positive, I think. So let's wait till we get more info.
I was with you on this one on the positivity on that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Is that about it?
I think
As far as news goes?
we can go a little bit of topic stuff right now.
Awesome. So I guess if you guys have been watching our podcast now for the last 22 weeks, if this is 23, off and on, because we have had a few gaps, obviously, like the last 2 weeks. But normally Matt and I always have some other agents that are on with us. This week we didn't. And with that being said, we thought it would be a good idea to talk about, whether or not you really need to be using a travel agent, or if travel agents are even necessary right now in 2021
Right.
and going into 2022. And, maybe we're biased because, we're part of Go Gal Getaways. But I think it is a really, really important question to ask. And it's a really important question that if you have not done a lot of traveling yourself, or even if you have been to Disney a few times, using a travel agent may be something that you may really want to consider.
Right. It's I think it's you're using a travel agent for a couple different reasons, Josh. And this is the way I see it is you're using it for their expertise of destinations and using it's hard to word it this way is you're using their time. You know what I mean? So you're using them to alleviate time off into your schedule so you can do your normal activities. Some people partner with agents where they might go through an agent and then decide like, I want to make my own dining reservations, which our agency will use us, for example, we're 100% cool with. We don't, we work 100% with our clients on whatever they want to do, as much or as little as they want us to do. But I think it's the expertise on things that people forget about or not pay attention to. Like I'll use myself for an example. I had a friend of mine who's been to Disney, I'm going to say 10 times in, let's say, the last 10 years.
Okay.
Message me today. Do you still have to wear masks in the park? Like random things that like they don't know about because they don't.
They probably don't always necessarily follow,
Right.
everything that's going on. Yes, exactly. Right. Yes. And that's a really good point because there are some people out there who are diehard Disney fans, right? Like they watch a lot of YouTubers. They are always paying attention to the news. And, sometimes some of those people still use travel agents. Sometimes they don't. And is what it is. That's no big deal. But it's really something to think about if this is something that's like, maybe just like your yearly vacation that you take, yeah, maybe you're not as into Disney, but you're really going because you've got your kids and your kids, it's something that you get a lot of joy out of is seeing your kids on attractions or meeting characters or doing whatever, just having a fantastic time in general. And if you're not keeping up to date with certain things, you don't necessarily have to. But you should probably use a travel agent.
Right.
I mean,
and Josh, for example, I just got a message from our executive producer, who's literally 4 feet away from you.
Of course you would.
People forget this one thing, Josh. Our services are free. I mean,
yes.
People forget that. Is if you book with us, we're not upcharging you. We don't have a service fee when we're booking Disney vacations. Let's just use Disney vacations for example for right now. Whatever price we book is the same price you're going to see online. Yep. I mean, there's no hidden fees with a lot of agencies. It's a free service that we get money back from the supplier, pretty much.
Right. And I know that and I know that sometimes like it just is. There is always a saying, which 99% of the time is, if it sounds too good to be true, usually it's too good to be true. And I think a lot of times people get turned away with the selling point that a lot of travel agencies try to make, which is a fair point that we want people to know is the fact that our services are complimentary. We consider ourselves more of like concierge because we are taking care of your vacation as much as you want us to. We've had clients before who have booked with us and said, hey, we're still going to book our fast passes. We're still going to book our dining reservations. And that's totally cool. But at the same time, just like Matt was saying, think of, the pie, so to speak, is the amount that you're going to pay on your package, so if you're going to pay $5,000 and book directly through Disney, Disney's going to keep all of that $5,000. Right. But if you book through a travel agent, the point of booking through a travel agent is so that you are not kind of taking time out of Disney's time to call them and ask them questions. That gets rerouted back to us. So you contact us if you've got questions, and we stay up to date with information. If there's a discount that gets released, a lot of times our agents are applying that already to give you a better price. There are some times when we will probably reach out to you first just because it may change a few things. So we want to make sure that's okay first. But the whole point of that, though, is that then instead of Disney keeping all of that $5,000, Disney then cuts us a little piece of the pie for our work. So we're doing the exact same thing, just like Matt said. We will book the exact same thing that you're going to see, but we are taking on a lot of the responsibilities. And Matt, something that I've been seeing so much of lately are people on the phone with Disney for hours. Yep. Legitimate hours. This is not like exaggeration. 4 or 5, sometimes 6 hours, which I just find hilarious. I mean, it's not funny, but in a sense, it kind of is funny. Because if you were using a travel agent, your travel agent would be on the phone talking to Disney instead of you. So you could continue doing whatever you're doing throughout your day. I know I see her over here like sending messages, so I'm just waiting.
They're coming right to me. It's okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, like that's the thing that is one of like the biggest things is just like you said, Matt. As a travel agent, we kind of save you time.
Right.
We're also trying to save you money when we can.
Exactly.
I'm not, we don't always, because sometimes you just can't. But ultimately, we're really trying to save you time and stress and the hassle.
Right.
What does the producer have to say?
No, it's pretty much just the how travel agents get paid. And you pretty much did a great example of the pie, and we get a piece of the pie. Right. I think she's okay with your terminology.
Sure.
But like let's backtrack like about a month now, Josh. Remember how crazy, and like I know we got some agents in the chat right now, how crazy it was when Boo Bash tickets came out.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible.
People on like, I think I was on the phone for like 2.5 hours just to get tickets. It's
Yeah, and we, talking about that specifically, Boo Bash and the Boo Bash tickets, we've got a Facebook group. Taylor and I have a Facebook group, and it was pretty interesting to see how many people in there were saying, "Oh yeah, I've been on hold with Disney for 2, 3, 4 hours to try and get tickets and buy tickets." And of course, we don't allow anybody to solicit services in there except for obviously Gold Call Getaways, but we went through and we said, hey, you know what? If you're using a travel agent, your travel agent could be, taking care of this for you. You don't have to worry about it. Again, a little bit more of like that stress reliever. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. And just to think of when you had mentioned dining, right?
Right.
When the dining plan comes back, inevitably this may not happen. So don't anybody write this down. Josh said that free dining will be back, but when the dining plan is usually out, there's usually free dining that gets released.
Yep.
And it is probably one of the worst days, as a travel agent as a whole. If you could have a bad day, free dining days are the worst days because you're trying to get on and get that added to your client's package.
Right.
So, but that's another thing. That's where we come in and we take care of that for you. And you don't have to sit on the phone, right? I mean, free dining opens up. If you got to be at work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you've got to drive and you got to call Disney. Disney opens up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning on the phone lines. What are you going to do? So
right.
That's what we're here for.
I think that's a great point, Josh. You think about everything with Disney, either online or on the phone is an early morning, like everything opens early, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Eastern time. If your time, like you're an East Coast and you got kids, like that 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., like during let's say during a school year, that is the hectic time of the morning. It's not like you don't have time to hold on a second. I need to block out 35 minutes to either get online with everybody else or try to call into Disney and wait hours possibly to get those dining reservations.
Yep.
Because we all know dining reservations are like the golden ticket. Because if you don't have a dining reservation for your trip, it's kind of tough to enjoy.
Yeah,
and it gets if your agent's always on top of that, knows exactly what day your dining is going to be released. Hopefully your agent's ahead of schedule and, hey, what day do you want this? Like, where do you want to go? Let's get some options. Are you an early dinner? Do you want breakfast? Do you want dinner? And stuff like that. And then even though, let's use Ohana, for example, Josh, because we all know how everybody loves Ohana.
We'll see. We'll see when we get there for dinner. We'll see how that goes.
Ohana.
Yes.
It's a hard reservation to get. It's straight up.
Absolutely.
Especially with it being outside the park where anybody can just go to it.
Yep.
We stay on top of that for you guys. Say Josh wanted Ohana and he didn't get it. We continuously check. We have systems that we use. We have things that we check to try to be able to still snag that reservation for you guys, because you never know when things are going to open up.
And the other thing, sorry, Matt.
Oh no, go.
Well, I was just going to say, the other thing too that really amazes me is the dedication that a lot of our travel agents have. We've got monthly meetings that we do, and it is amazing to see the level of detail that they put into their planning for their clients. And I'm talking like spreadsheets on spreadsheets on spreadsheets. Like if you really want to book down to like the 15-minute window, there are some agents who will help you book that down to like the 15-minute window. They go above and beyond to really try and make sure that all of your needs are met. And that if let's say if you didn't get something the first time, and listen, and I'll be honest, right? Even as a travel agent, there will be times where, hey, you wanted to get Ohana and it didn't happen, right? Most of the time, that's going to be whenever you're using an agent and it's like outside of the 6 month window. Right now we're looking at like 60 days, but I'm assuming it's going to go back to
It'll
six
go back
like
up
6
eventually.
months. But I mean, it happens. But if you've got a good travel agent, which I am like wholly confident that all of ours are, they are coming up with they're asking you, hey, what's an alternative if we can't get Ohana, on Monday, blah, 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 such and such date for dinner? What's an alternative that we can look for and get you as a placeholder? And I will continue to check, I mean, like that's the kind of dedication that you're going to get. Or if you want, you can continue to do it yourself.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying
It
that's,
goes either way on that, on dining.
And I know that we're talking a lot about Disney, right? And of course, we always open up the podcast and we always say that, we're a full service travel agency helping you to plan wherever you want to go, whether it's Florida, California, Japan, wherever. Especially right now with the way that the world is working, it's really important to be using a travel agent.
Right.
If you want to go to, did you get that squeaky chair?
I thought you want the dog back in the room.
I know, right? But if you want to go to Puerto Rico, England, Japan, wherever, especially right now, there are still certain guidelines, restrictions that are ever evolving. They're ever changing. And as a travel agent, that's something that we are always trying to stay on top of. So we can help make that planning process that much easier for you. As soon as you say, hey, I want to go to the UK, bam, we can pull up a bunch of stuff and say, well, hey, listen, right now might not be the best time. Maybe we look 6 months out. Or if you want to go right now, here's everything that you need to know before we even get started to see if it's something that's going to be feasible for you to do.
Right.
So, obviously I'm going to say that having a travel agent in 2021 is 100% like something that you should be using if you don't already, I mean, what other benefits do we have, Matt?
I think the main one, and we keep going back to this one is the waiting on the phone. I mean, it's the time we know how everybody's. I mean, in 2020, 2021, and it's just the way people are now is everybody's in a rush. Everybody's on schedules and everybody has to be places and this and that. Is our ability to alleviate that vacation stress before it even happens. You know what I mean? In waiting on the phones, doing all your bookings, and just pretty much going to a client and just being like, here you go. Here's your spreadsheet. Everything's down to it. The minute I was able to, ideal situation, I was able to get every dining reservation you wanted. I mean, it's just remember, like when you go into the park, try to hit these rides first because the lines get long. Go back a couple episodes. If it rains, don't run out of the park, run into the park.
Yep.
Then give them some like my favorite, like, hey, I'm a real big fan of the corn dogs at Casey's. You giving people tips of things like, oh man, I never thought about that place. Or like the Lion King, or like how infatuated I am with Tusker House. And they probably never even thought about places like that.
Well, and that's the other thing too. I mean, I think even for a lot of people, when they are even booking their first Disney trip, sometimes they don't even think about using a travel agent. I think a lot of people probably try to book the trip themselves. And a lot of times what ends up happening is they don't always have a very good time. And they don't have a very good time because they didn't make dining reservations, because the park was busy, because they didn't know how to handle the crowds. They didn't understand that a Disney vacation is not a beach vacation. A Disney vacation is not even a cruise vacation. There are a lot of steps that go into planning a Disney vacation. And Pam just made a really good point that, we're always available for our clients, right? Whether that's email, text, off hours, while we're away, while you're away, whatever. We're always there to try and help you with that. And I think a lot of times, a lot of our clients tend to be people that it's not their first time. It might be their second time or their third time, because it was just so stressful. They don't want to have to deal with that stress. and I saw somebody had said something about maybe travel agents being a thing of the past eventually. I don't know that that'll ever happen.
No.
There's always going to be people out there who are going to need help. And we're always going to be there to help people in those situations. So, and another thing too, you might be asking, well, how do you know all of this information? How's that even possible? Well, it's kind of our job, right? So in any job situation, you should be well educated in what you do. And you should be trying to stay up to date. So specifically with Disney, we do training that Disney provides to all of us. So we do those. It gets updated yearly. If something new comes out, they'll put new updates out for that. And then same thing goes with just international travel, right? We've got agents who specialize not only in Disney, but in certain destinations. And so if somebody comes to me and says, oh, I want to go to the UK, I've never been there, but we've got agents who have been. I can either push that client to them, or I can lean on that other agent and say, hey, would you mind helping me out a little bit? It's being knowledgeable and taking the time to do research. Again, alleviating some of that stress and planning that you have to do. We'll kind of take care of that for you. So,
You mean I hate to word it this way, Josh, is like, even though 2020, we can be honest, and I'll say it sucked for travel agents. It did, but it gave us, all of our suppliers from Disney to Royal Caribbean, they gave us so many options for education, which I found outstanding, just to make sure we were on top of our game. I'll talk about Royal Caribbean for a second. Every Wednesday, I wouldn't call it a meeting, but there's a podcast. A live meeting with the higher ups for travel agents, and they got some great information. Josh, between you and I, like, that's how I came up with the bingo idea last year. On her show.
Yeah,
that's where the bingo game came out of, and they tell you how to treat clients and new locations. That's how a lot of us first found out about Barbados was
right
to be an option. And I think the education process that they offered through the COVID time and all the way up, and pretty much they're still doing it, has been outstanding. And it's been very, like, I can speak for obviously Gold Gal Getaways, it's been very helpful for our agents to be able to, the education and the learning process has really helped in a time where obviously sales was not as great as they could be.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But it's a crazy thing, and there's always going to be the opinion out there of some people who just think that there's no need to have a travel agent. People will say that if you're using a travel agent, you're lazy. I don't really look at it that way. I just look at it as more of like, it's really stressful sometimes. Like, it is really, really stressful. And so we're there to just help you alleviate some of that stress.
Right.
You can still book your own fast passes. You can still book your dining if you really wanted to. But we are there to help you along the way. Another really great example too is that if you've got an issue while you're in the park, you can always call your travel agent, let them know what's happening. And usually they've got a pretty good direct line that they can get a hold of somebody to get the situation solved. And so then that way you can kind of continue to try and enjoy your time with your family and do whatever, and not spend a line sitting in guest services or on the phone waiting to talk to Disney because it's all clogged up with a bunch of other people who are trying to call. So,
right.
But absolutely, travel agents are needed in 2021 and in 2022 and 2023 and so on and so forth.
I think it's a great service to use.
Absolutely.
It's obviously people have to do their due diligence, and obviously we speak for obviously Gold Gal Getaways, and do your due diligence with the agency to make sure they're I'm not going to say reputable, because everybody's
right
good at certain things and other things they're not. but don't be afraid to ask questions
Absolutely.
with it, about their planning process and how much you can be involved, how much. I mean, some agencies, it's like once you're on board, they take 100% of the reins and then just hand it over. It's like not us. We work hand in hand with our clients to make it the best experience possible.
Yeah, Michelle, who just came on board not too long ago, is she says that most travel planners are also OCD, so we look/learn for the most minuscule points and have lived it / researched it to the best entry point of the park that moves the quickest and gets you where you want to go. So yeah, I mean, it's just, we are people who just, that's what we like to do. So some people call us crazy, and maybe we are, but hey, why not? Somebody's got to do it.
Yes.
Right. In any situation. So did we cover everything there? Executive, co-producer. Oh my gosh. Awesome. I don't know, Matt, you have anything else to add? I mean,
Yes.
No, I think we
she's been chiming in.
Oh, Pam.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pretty much put the phone stuff sitting on the phone. For hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to add, Matt?
No. I think we pretty much nailed why you need a travel agent and what a travel agent actually does and doesn't do. But obviously,
there's really not much that we don't do,
right?
For the most part. I mean, I'm trying to think of some things that travel agents don't do that you might think that they do, but I can't really think of anything. We don't pay for your trip. Yeah,
No.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
No.
Are you getting ready to do some selfieing?
No, I got to pack. Josh, I got to pack.
Oh, you got to pack.
I haven't packed yet.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I just finished unpacking from a trip to. I just finished putting everything away. It'll now come back out in 2 weeks when we go back to Pennsylvania for a wedding. So, yay!
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, we're gonna go back live next Friday. Is that the plan?
I think we can do that. Let me double check my schedule.
I'd love to let our agent know because I bumped him 3 times.
Let's bump him one more time. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that should be fine.
Awesome. So we are back at it next Friday night, 8:00 Eastern time. We're going to be on with Zach. Haven't really established what our final topic's going to be. We've got a lot of information coming out. Go Gale Getaways, a lot of our agents are going to be traveling down to Disney.
Is Zach going to be down there next week?
I'm not sure. I don't have a list.
I was going to say if he's done food and wine, next week would be a good episode to talk about food and wine because it'll just started.
I'll touch base with him a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, like a lot of our agents, we're going to have some, myself included, we're going to have some firsthand experience of. I'm excited. The fireworks. Oh,
that's right. Yes.
We're going to be down there on Monday and Tuesday. We're going to blitz out the parks in 48 hours. I think there's about 15 of us down there.
Something like that.
It's going to be a great time getting caught up with a lot of our agents. And I'm excited. I just need to pack.
It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, if you don't already, make sure that you are following us on Instagram. We're going to be doing some storying. I don't know. I don't like doing Instagram Live ever. But we will be doing some stories. You can follow along. You know what, Matt? When we are at Hollywood Studios on Tuesday, I think it would be cool if we don't necessarily have lunch reservations. I know that we will be drinking rather early in the morning.
They
but if we don't have
lunch, in case if you were curious.
Wait. Listen, if we don't have any lunch reservations, I'm thinking, because we've got some new menu items over at Hollywood Studios that might be good to try. If any of the agents would be interested, and if you are interested in following along, like I said, make sure that you're following us on Instagram at Gold Gal Getaways, and you can check some of that stuff out.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of things going, so make sure you're up on all our social media accounts. What did the executive?
I don't know what she said. Something about a dining review or something like that.
Is she still mad that she's not invited on Monday?
She probably just said something that, like, if we do something like that for lunch on Tuesday, I am required to do a dining review. So if any of the agents out there who are watching and interested and will be with us on Tuesday want to try to eat at one of these places that have just revamped their menu, is an open invitation to be in the dining review. But you will have to give an opinion of your food, and you will have to be on camera. So
I think Eric's going to be there.
Alrighty, Eric.
But Josh, the like good news and bad news. So the good news is we don't have to do the renegade dance in front of the Magic Kingdom because we didn't reach those numbers. The bad thing is we didn't reach the numbers. But make sure to like the YouTube page, the Go Gal Getaways page, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and we are now on TikTok, or technically Taylor's on TikTok for us.
Right.
We're getting there. It's baby steps. Some of us are not technically sound on the tick and the talking and all that stuff, so we want to get up to what was that? We were looking for 1,000 subscribers on that.
Yeah, I think we're almost there. I've got actually a pretty good idea of what we're gonna do on Monday and Tuesday for some TikTok stuff. So everybody who wants to be involved will get to be involved, or you may just be forced to be involved. So,
oh boy,
we'll see.
I'll have to have some.
See what happens. It'll be fun. It'll be good.
But other than that, thanks for joining. Like we said, we're back at it next Friday night, and now we're off to plan your next vacation.
Bye, everybody.
Even though Josh froze, he's really waving.
Oh, oh my gosh. Way to wait. A good way to end.